It's been a long time now since we've seen spooks on a screen. Most people just wait until Halloween. The video you're about to be shown will include spooky films, both new and old. If you're wondering when it's time to start watching them, I'd say it's time you've begun. Alright, boils and ghouls, settle in because we're going to get in the mood for the spooky season. Everyone keeps telling me, Lele, it's August. Calm down. It's not time yet. For me, it's always time. It could never be too early. So, if you're like me and you're ready to embrace spooky season, stick around and let's get into the spooky spirit. When fall begins to roll around, I like to kick off spooky season with some films. These don't all have to be horror, but they can be. I personally like to start with some Halloween-y atmospheric films and ease into the horror as we get closer to Halloween. These are some films to settle in on your couch with your Scream Squad and get in the mood for Halloween. Alright, let's break our haunting films up into a couple categories. First, we're going to start with light haunts. This is something that will be safe for the little ones, or maybe those that are a little too spooked for heavy horror films. Let's start our spooky season off right with Casper the Friendly Ghost. This is a film that anyone can watch, whether they're scaredy cats, children, or horror lovers, and I promise you it will start you off in the right feeling for spooky season. By the end of this film, everyone will be asking Casper, "Can I keep you?" Our next film here, some of you might recognize as having 999 happy haunts. Of course, I'm talking about The Haunted Mansion. This film is fun for the whole family, the whole scare squad, if you will. It takes you to a haunted mansion where who knows what lurks around. I haven't seen the new Haunted Mansion film yet, but if you have and you think it should be on this list, let me know in the comments down below. Our next film that we're going to talk about is Ghostbusters. This film has a little bit of heavy haunts at times, so be careful with the little ones, but it is a comedy film at heart that has some horror elements in it, so if someone gets spooked easily but still wants to start feeling a little bit spooky, this is the film for them. The next movie that I want to talk about is Monster Squad. This is one of my all-time favorites. You are going to feel like you are fighting off monsters such as Dracula himself when you're watching this film. It puts you right into the action and you're going to feel like you're trying to save your town from these horrible monsters trying to take over the world. The next film that we are going to talk about is Halloween Town, because what better film to get you in the spirit for Halloween than a film that actually takes you into a Halloween town. We're going to follow a family of witches as they battle their way through a spooky conflict. This is sure to put you right in the Halloween mood. The next movie we are going to talk about is Creepy and Kooky, Mysterious and Spooky. And if we're on the same page, you know I'm talking about The Addams Family. This film will let you see what it's like growing up in the spookiest family there is. And at the end of it, you'll be feeling like you're one of the Addams. Alright, our last film in this category is one that spooky season would simply not be complete without, and that is Hocus Pocus, where we're going to follow a group of new friends and family as they try to send the Sanderson sisters back to heck where they came from, and hopefully no one gets hurt along the way. Alright, for our next category, and not to be taken lightly because these films are amazing. These are going to be our animated films. Alright, the first movie in our animated spooky section is going to be The Nightmare Before Christmas, and how could it not be? We are going to follow the best skeleton of all time, Jack Skellington, through his turmoil of deciding whether he should stay true to his Halloween roots or move on to the more snowy white plains of Christmas time. The next film on our animated section is Coco, where we will follow a young Coco into plains unseen by us, off to the supernatural side, where Coco will try to find the truth about his family roots. Our next animated film is Coraline, a film that teaches us that the grass really may not always be greener on the other side. This film does a great job of incorporating spooky elements into a fun, playful animated film. Our last animated film on the list is Frankenweenie. This spooky film teaches us a lot about death and reanimation. This film is a little slow to start, but by the end, you'll be on the edge of your seat. Alright, boils and ghouls, we've seen our lighthearted horror and we have seen our animated spooky films. Now, it's time to get into our medium thrills. These are the films that will give you some spooks. So, if you're a big scaredy cat, don't watch. But if you're feeling a little brave, these are the films for you. The first film on our medium thrills list is Practical Magic, where we follow a family of witches and see their turmoil. And we learn life isn't always easy just because you have a little bit of magic. The next film on our list is Beetlejuice. Be sure not to say that 3 times though. This film shows us both the hardships in life and the hardships in the afterlife. The next film on our list is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's astounding how good this film is. Time will seem to be fleeting as you tap your foot along to this spooky musical while madness takes control. This will be the only Tim Curry film on this list because I'm terrified of clowns. And I don't think that film is that good of a spooky film for Halloween anyways. The last film on our medium thrills is Scooby-Doo. In this film, we follow the gang into what was their biggest, scariest mystery yet. Okay. I know. All you big horror fans probably think this is a kid's film, but monsters are truly frightening in this, so do watch with caution. Alright, now it's time for what you've probably been waiting for if you're anything like me. Our actual Halloween horror films. These are the scary ones that, if you are a scaredy cat, do not watch them because you will be scared. Let's start things off right with Halloween. In this film, we follow Laurie Strode and friends through a terrifying Halloween night, which, for a lot of these folks, will be their last. Make sure you remember, it's Halloween. Everyone's entitled to one good scare. We have yet another Halloween tale with Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. This, at the time, less popular Halloween film shows us the danger of Halloween masks? This film is now a cult classic and a must-watch for Halloween spooky vibes. Alright, this is our last film on our serious horror list, and it is Trick or Treat. This is a film that I have to watch now multiple times throughout the spooky season. This is what will really put me in the mood for Halloween. Trick or Treat is a movie where we follow a series of Halloween horror stories in what I believe is one of the best done anthology films I have ever seen. Be sure you follow Sam's Rules of Halloween. Alright, boils and ghouls, I have given you guys the tools that I use to get into the spirit of Halloween. Did I miss any films? Horror films? Halloween films? If I did, please let me know in the comments down below what your favorite film to get into the mood for Halloween is. I'll also list in the description a couple of playlists that I use to get into the spooky spirit. Boils and ghouls, we have some exciting horror content coming up that I'm not just ready to release what it's about yet, but if you want to see what we have cooking, be sure to drop a subscribe and a like. I would appreciate it. It's helping a lot. We're growing the channel here. Alright, boils and ghouls, remember, the horror is out there. You just gotta go find it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.